Very good morning to all. My name is Komal from BSc first year Chemistry Honors. Chapters Electrochemistry in Physical Chemistry. Introduction Part 1 Electrolytic Conductance and Transport Numbers. Electrolyte and metallic conductance and factor affecting them. Electrolytic and metallic conductance. Substances which allow electricity to pass through them are known as conductors, whereas substances which do not allow electricity to pass through are known as insulators. Conductors are divided into two classes: those which conduct electricity without undergoing any decomposition. These are called electronic conductors. Metals, graphite, and cretin minerals are examples of electronic conductors. As the name indicates, the conductor in this case is due to flow of electrons. Second, those which undergo decompositions when current is passed through their aqueous solution or melt. These are known as electrolytic conductors or electrolytes. Solution of acid, base, and salt in water, fused salt, etc. In this case, the flow of electricity is due to the movement of ions. Electrolytes are further classified into two main categories as strong electrolyte and weak electrolyte. Strong electrolytes are substances like strong acid, HCl, HNO3, H2SO4, etc. Strong base, NaOH and KOH, etc. And most of the inorganic salt. These dissociate almost completely in the aqueous solution or in the molten state and hence conduct electricity to a large extent. Weak electrolytes are substances like weak acid, CH3COOH, HCN, H2CO3, H3PO4, etc. and weak based NH4OH, CaOH2, AlOH3, etc. These have a many degree of dissociation and hence conduct electricity to a small extent. Substances like sugar, urea, etc., the solution of which do not conduct electricity are known as non-electrolytes. Factor affecting electrolyte conduction. The conductance of the solution of an electrolyte dependent upon the following factors: Interonic attractions, which depend upon the interactions between the ions of the solute and hence are called solute-solute interaction. On the basic, the substances are classified as strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes as already mentioned. Solution of ions, which depend upon the interactions between the ions of the solute and the molecules of the solvent and hence are called solute-solvent interaction. Strong electrolytes are almost 100% ionized in the aqueous solutions, where weak electrolytes are less than 10% ionized in the aqueous solution. However, there are many electrolytes whose behavior is intermediate between strong and weak electrolytes. Their dissociation is less 100% but greater than 10%, and similarly, their conductance is less than that of a strong electrolyte but greater than the weak electrolyte. Such electrolytes are called moderate or intermediate electrolytes. Example: orthochlorobenzoic acid, orthonitrobenzoic acid, and cyanoacetic acid. Viscosity of the solvent, which depend upon the solvent-solvent interaction. The effect of all these factors decrease with increase of temperature, hence the electrolyte conductance increase with increase of temperature. On the other hand, the electric conductance of the electronic conductors decrease with increase of temperature. Alternately, the factors on which the electrolyte conduction depend are as follows. Nature of the electrolyte. Strong electrolyte ionized almost completely in the solution and hence conduct electrolyte to a large extent, where weak electrolyte ionized to a small extent and hence conduct electricity also to a small extent. Nature of the solvent. Electrolyte ionized more in a polar solvent, hence greater is the polarity of the solvent, greater is the ionizer and hence greater is the conduction. Concentration of solution. Higher the concentration of solution, less is the conductance. This is because in a weak electrolyte the ionization is less, where in a strong electrolyte the intronic attractions are high at higher concentration. With dilution, intronic attraction decrease and hence conduction increase. Temperature. On increasing the temperature, the dissociation increase and hence conduction increase. Difference between conductors and electrolyte conductors. The main pair of difference between metallic conductor and electrolyte conductors may be summed up. Metallic conductance and electronic conductance difference. Flow of electricity takes place without the decomposition of substance. First, flow of electricity takes place a combination by the decomposition of the substance. Second, flow of electricity is due to the flow of electron only. There is no flow of matters. The conductance depends upon the structure and density of the metal and the number of valence electrons per atom. Second difference, flow of electricity due to the movement of ions and hence there is flow of matter. Third, the electricity conductance decrease with increase of temperature. This is because kernels start vibrating which produce hindrance in the flow of electrons. Third, the electric conductance increase with increase of temperature. This is generally due to increase in dissociation or decrease in the intronic attraction. Fourth, the resistance offered by metal is also due to vibrating kernel. The resistance shown by an electrolyte solution is due to factors like intronic attraction, viscosity of solvent, etc. Electrical resistance and conductance. Every substance offers resistance to the flow of electricity to a small or large extent. The law that gives the extent value of resistance is known as Ohm's law. It states that if to the end of the conductance a voltage E is applied and a current I flows through it, then the resistance R of the conductors is E upon I. In addition to metal, graphite and certain minerals also conduct electricity due to presence of free electrons in them, hence they are collectively called as electronic conductors. Current is generally measured in ampere, where voltage is measured in volt. If 1 ampere current flows through a conductor, when a voltage of 1 volt applied to it, the resistance of conductor is taken as 1 ohm. Thus, according to Ohm's law, R is equal to E upon I. SI unit R have ohms is equal to volt upon ampere. In terms of SI base unit, ohms is equal to kilogram meter squares upon second cube ampere cube. This is explained below. Ohm is equal to volt upon में ampere is equal to work per unit charge upon में ampere is equal to work upon में charge into में L upon में A is equal to force into में length upon में ampere into second into में L upon में A. Then SI unit is kilogram meter square upon में second cube ampere square. It is seen that like metallic conductors, solution of all electrolytes also obey Ohm's law. It is obvious that a substance which offers greater resistance will also let electricity to flow through it. This result also follows from Ohm's law, according to which I is directly proportional L upon 1 upon में R. The reciprocal of electrical resistance is called the conductance. It is usually represented by C. Thus, C is equal to 1 upon में R. It is common practice to speak of the conductance of a solution rather than its resistance unit. The unit of conductance are Siemens or reciprocal ohms, right as ohm inverse or mho or Simon. For example, if a solution has a resistance of 10 ohm, it is said to have a conductance of 1 upon 10 ohm inverse, or 1 upon 10 more, or 1 upon 10 ohm inverse, or 1 upon 10 Siemens. Specific equivalent and molar conductivity, dash conductance and relation among them. Specific conductance or specific conductivity, or simply called conductivity. It is observed that resistance R of a conductor is directly proportional to the length of the conductor and inversely proportional to the area of cross section, where rho is a constant of proportionally called specific resistance or resistivity. Its value depends upon the material of the conductors. The reciprocal of the resistivity is known as specific conductivity or simply conductivity. It is denoted by kappa. Thus, if K is the specific conductivity and C is the conductance of the solution, then R is equal to 1 upon C and rho is equal to 1 upon K. K is the most commonly used symbol for specific conductance. However, symbols K has been used in the book for simplicity. 1 upon C is equal to 1 upon K cross 1 upon A. K is equal to C into 1 upon L upon में A. L is equal to, if L is equal to 1 centimeter and A is equal to 1 K centimeter, then K is equal to C. Hence, specific conductance or specific conductivity, or simply called conductivity of a solution, is defined as the conductance of a solution of 1 centimeter length and having 1 square centimeter as the area of cross section. Alternatively, it may be defined as conductance of a 1 centimeter cube of solution of the electrolyte, or in terms of SI base unit, it defined as the conductance of 1 meter cube of the conductors. If the volume of solution is V centimeter cube, the specific conductance of such a solution at this dilution V is written as K. Similarly, at concentration C, it is represented as Kc. Unit resistivity, rho is equal to Ra upon में L. SI unit is ohm meters. 1 ohm meter is equal to 100 ohm centimeter. Then the SI unit is, other SI unit is 1 Siemens centimeter inverse. Specific condition. Equivalent conductance or equivalent conductivity. For comparing the conductance of solution of different electrolyte, it is essential that first, the volume of solution should be same. Second, they must contain such defined amount of the electrolyte which give ion carrying the same total charge. The best choice is therefore to consider the solution having equal volume and containers their corresponding gram equivalent mass. The conductance of such a solution is called its equivalent conductance. Hence, equivalent conductance of a solution at a dilution V is defined as the conductance of all the ions produced from 1 gram equivalent of the electrolyte dissolved in V centimeter cube of the solution. When the distance between the electrodes is 1 centimeter and the area of electrode is so large that whole of the solution is contained between them, it is represented by lambda. Relationship between equivalent conductance and specific conductance. The equivalent conductance of a solution is usually not found directly but is calculated from the specific conductance. The relationship between equivalent conductance and specific conductance may be obtained as follows. Consider a rectangular vessel with its two opposite walls 1 centimeter apart and made of some metal sheets so that they act as the electrodes. Suppose 1 centimeter cube of the solution containing 1 gram equivalent of the electrolyte is taken in the vessel. The conductance of this solution will be them in specific conductance. Further, if 1 centimeter cube of the solution taken contains 1 gram equivalent of the electrolyte, the conductance of solutions will be equivalent conductance. By definition, thus, 1 centimeter cube of the solution contains 1 gram equivalent of the electrolyte. It considered the equivalent conductance is equal to specific conductance. Case second, suppose 4 centimeter cube of the solution containing 1 gram equivalent of the electrolyte is taken. The conductance of the solution will be still equal to the equivalent conductance at this dilution, but now there will be 4 cube each of volume 1 centimeter cube. The conductance of each 1 centimeter cube of the solution is equal to specific conductance so that the total conductance of the solution equivalent conductance is 4 times the specific conductance. In general, if the volume of solution containing 1 gram equivalent of electrolyte is V centimeter cube, we have equivalent conductance is equal to specific conductance into V. Lambda is equal to Kv cross V. In terms of concentration, if the solution has a concentration of a C gram equivalent per time per liter, C gram equivalent are present in 1000 centimeter cube of the solution, then the volume of the solution containing 1 gram equivalent will be 1000 upon C. Hence, the above expression may be written as equivalent is equal to gram equivalent is equal to K into 1000 upon C equivalent is equal to Kc into 1000 upon normality. Note carefully that it is above expression with the volume of the solution in centimeter cube containing 1 gram equivalent of the electrolyte and C is the concentration in gram equivalent per liter. Then SI unit is Simon meter square equivalent inverse. Molar conductance or molar conductivity. The molar conductance of a solution is defined in a manner similar to that of the equivalent conductance as under. The molar conductance of a solution as a dilution with the conductance of all the ions produced from 1 mole of the electrolyte dissolved in volume centimeter cube of the solution, wherein the electrodes are 1 centimeter apart and the area of electrode is so large that the whole of solution is contained between them. It is usually represented by the lambda relation between molar conductance and specific conductance. As in the case of equivalent conductance, the molar conductance is related to the specific conductance as follows. Lambda is equal to Kv cross into V. Lambda is equal to K into 1000 upon C and Kc and is equal to lambda is equal to K into hanger upon molarity, where K is the specific conductance and V is the volume of the solution containing 1 mole of the electrolyte and C is the molar concentration moles per liter. Unit. Comparing with the equivalent conductance, the unit of a lambda will be ohm inverse centimeter square mole inverse or Simon centimeter square mole inverse or ohm inverse centimeter square mole inverse or Simon meter square mole inverse in SI unit. Measurement of a electrolyte conductance, specific conductance, equivalent conductance and molar conductance. Electrolyte conductance Conductance is the reciprocal of the resistance. Hence, conductance can be obtained by the measurement of the resistance, and the latter can be found by the principle of a Wheat-Stone-Briggs methods. It consists of four arms containing the resistance R1, R2, R3 and R4. R1 is the variable resistance and R2 is the unknown resistance when null point is obtained. There is no deflection in the galvanometer G. R1 upon R2 is equal to R3 upon R4. Knowing the value of R1, R3 and R4, R2 can be calculated. In the finding the resistance of the solution of an electrolyte, a specific type of a cell had to be used such that solution is present between the two electrodes. The cell thus used in the cold conductance cell. It is made up of a fixed glass and has two platinum electrodes and a fixed distance apart. The most serious problem in the measure of the resistance, hence the conductance, of the solution of an electrolyte is that if a direct current is used, it cashes electrolytes of the solution. As a result, the concentrations of the electrolyte near the electrodes change, and this result is the change in the resistance of the solution. These effects are called polarization effect. To overcome this problem, an alternating current in the audio frequency range of 50,000 cycles per second in used. However, when the alternating current is used, ordinary galvanometer fails to detect the null point. Hence, the galvanometer is replaced by earphones. Further, to minimize the polarization effect, the electrodes are coated with platinum black, finely divided platinum deposit on the electrodes electrically. To sum up, three modifications required in the usually Wheat-Stone-Briggs method are: source of direct current is replaced by a source of alternating current, which is either an induced coil or a vacuum tube oscillator. Galvanometer is replaced by an earphone. Electrode of a cell are coated freshly with platinum black before use. The complete assembly for the measurement of the electrolyte conductance is shown. A suitable value of the resistance R is introduced from the standard resistance box such that when the sliding contact the jockey J is moved along the stretched wire, the sound of earphone is reduced to minimize at a point somewhere in the middle of wire AC, say at the point D. Then, if X is the resistance of electrolyte solution by Wheat-Stone-Briggs principle, resistance of R upon resistance of X is equal to resistance of wire AD upon resistance of wire CD. Resistance X is equal to resistance R into length CD upon length AD. Thus, knowing the resistance R and the balance point D, the resistance X of the electrolyte solution can be considered. Then, conductance C is equal to 1 upon X is equal to 1 upon R cross length AD upon length CD. Specific conductance or simply called conductivity is related to the conductance according to the expression K is equal to C into L upon A. Thus, the specific conductance of a solution can be determined by the measuring its conductance and the distance between the electrode and the area of cross section of each of these electrodes. But it is not conventional to measure and accurately. However, for a particular cell, L upon A is constant and this constant is called cell constant. Cell constant is equal to L upon A. Specific conductance is equal to conductance into cell constant. Thus, the cell constant of any particular cell can be found by measuring the conductance of a solution whose specific conductance is known. For this purpose, generally, specific conductance of KCl solutions are used which are known accurately at different concentration and temperature. For a few concentration at a temperature of 298 Kelvin, this value are given below. Concentration of a KCl solutions 1.00 millions or 1000 moles meters per cube. Conductivity of its conductivity 0.1113 Simon centimeter inverse or 11.13 Simon meter inverse. Knowing the value of the cell constant, the specific conductance of the given solution can be determined by measuring its conductance and multiply the value of with the cell constant. Equivalent conductance. Equivalent conductance is related to the specific conductance K according to the equation. Lambda is equal to K into में 1000 upon में C equivalent is equal to K into 1000 upon में normality. Where C equivalent is the concentration of the solution in gram equivalent per liter, normality of the solution. Thus, knowing the normality of solution and specific conductance K, lambda can be calculated. Molar conductance. The molar conductance is related to the specific conductance according to the relations. Molar conductance is equal to K into में 1000 upon में concentration of equivalent gram per liter is equal to K into में 1000 upon में molarity. Where Cm is the molar concentration, thus knowing molar concentration C and specific conductance K, delta M can be calculated. Then lambda M can be calculated. Conductivity water. For accurate result, the solution should be prepared in a specially purified water whose ion conductance is very small. Such water is called conductivity water. It is obtained by distilled water to which a little potassium permanganate has been added. Water of this type has a specific conductivity of about 8 into 10 to the power minus 7 ohm inverse centimeter inverse. Alternatively, to get the resistance of electrolyte, the resistance of waters used for making the solutions may be determined and them subtract to form the resistance of the solution. Variation of a conductance, specific conductance, equivalent conductance and molar conductance with dilution. In general, electrolyte conductance as well as the equivalent conductance and molar conductance increase with dilution, whereas specific conductance of electrolyte solution decrease with dilution. The resistance of such a behavior as briefly explained below. The conductance of a solution is due to presence of ion in the solution. The greater the number of ions, the greater in the conductance. As a dilution, more ions are produced in solution, so the conductance should also increase on dilution. The specific conductance of an electrolyte falls with dilution because the total number of current carrying particles. Ions increase with dilution, but ions present per centimeter cube of the solution because less and less on dilution. However, the increase of equivalent and molar conductance on dilution is due to the fact that these are the produce of specific conductance and the volume V of the solution containing 1 gram equivalent on 1 mole of electrolyte. As the decreased value of specific conductance is more than compensated by the increased value of V. So the value of a delta molar concentration and equivalent is increased with dilution. Variation of a molar conductance with concentration for strong and weak electrolyte. As already mentioned in the beginning of the chapters, there are two types of electrolyte named strong electrolyte and weak electrolyte. The variation of a molar conductance with concentration for each of these electrolytes is briefly discussed below. Conductance behavior of a strong electrolyte, as discussed later in more detail in section 2.7. The molar conductance of a strong electrolyte is found to vary with concentration according to the equations. The lambda m is equal to lambda naught m minus b root c, where b is the constant depending upon type of electrolyte, the nature of solvent and the temperature. Lambda naught m is the molar conductance at infinity dilution called limiting molar conductance. The equation is called Debye-Huckel-Onsager equation and it found holds good at low concentration. Thus, lambda m, the limiting molar conductance is plotted against delta root c. A linear graph is obtained for low concentration, but it is not linear for higher concentration, in which KCl has been taken as example of a strong electrolyte. Further, the curve obtained for a strong electrolyte shows there in a small increase in conductance with dilution. This is because strong electrolyte is completely dissociated in solution, and so number of ions remain constant. At higher concentration, the greater interionic attraction will retard the motion of ion. Therefore, the conductance falls with increased concentration. With decrease in concentrations with dilution, the ions are far apart and therefore the electronic attraction decreases, due to which the conductance increase with dilution and approach a maximum limiting value at infinity dilution, designed as lambda naught m or lambda infinity m. Conductance behavior of weak electrolyte. As a weak electrolyte dissociates to a much lesser extent as compared to a strong electrolyte. Therefore, the conductance of a weak electrolyte is much lower than that of a strong electrolyte at the same concentration. In which acetic acid has been taken an example of a weak electrolyte. Further, the curve obtains for a weak electrolyte so that there is a very large increase in concentration with dilution except linear infinite dilution. This is because as the concentration of a weak electrolyte is reduced, more of it ionized. Thus, increase in conductance with a decrease in concentration is due to the increase in the number of ions in the solution. However, it does not reach a limiting value. Arrhenius theory of ionization. Postulate of Arrhenius theory. To explain a number of phenomena related to the electrolyte at concentrations, electrolyte ammoniums. Behavior of electrolyte towards colligative property. Higher value of osmotic pressure, elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point, and lowering of vapor pressure than expressed. Arrhenius in 1887 put forward a theory about the electrolyte theory. This theory is known as Arrhenius theory of electrolyte dissociate. The main point of this theory are summarized below. An electrolyte vapor dissolved in water split or dissociate into positively and negatively charged particles called ions. The process is called ionization, or more correctly, electrolyte dissociate. NaCl arrow Na positive plus में Cl negative MgCl2 arrow Mg2 plus 2 Cl negative. The total charge carried by the positive ions is equal to the carried by the negative ions, so that the solution as a whole is electrically neutral. On electrolysis, the positive ions migration toward cathode and hence are called cations, while the negative ions migrate toward the anodes and are therefore called anion. This is formed constantly returns to form the undissociated molecule till ultimately there is an equilibrium between the ions and the undissociated molecules. NaCl's equilibrium Na positive plus में Cl negative. MgCl2 equilibrium Mg2 plus 2 Cl negative. In other words, the wholes of the electrolyte may not be dissociated into ion. Instead, only a part of electrolyte may dissociate into ion. The fraction of a total number of a molecule of electrolyte that dissociate into ions is called the degree of ionization or dissociation. It is usually denoted by alpha. Degree of dissociation is equal to number of molecules dissociate upon total number of molecules taken. The degree of dissociation increases with dilution and becomes maximum at the infinite dilution. The conductance of an electrolyte solution is due to ion produced by the dissociation of the electrolyte. Greater the dissociation, the higher is the conductance. Substances like minerals, acid, alkali, and most of the salt with show a high conductance is due to the fact that they possess a high degree of dissociation. Their molecules are almost completely dissociate into ions in the aqueous solution. Such substances are called strong electrolytes. On the other hand, substances like organic acid and base and some of the inorganic acids like H2CO3, H3PO4, etc. and inorganic base like NH4OH, CaOH2, etc., which show pure conductance in due to the fact that they possess a low degree of dissociation. They are only partially dissociate in the aqueous solution. Such substances are called weak electrolytes. The ions produced by the dissociation of an electrolyte behave like molecule toward colligative property. For example, each NaCl molecule dissociates to give two ions while Na positive and Cl negative. Hence, the observed value of any colligative property is double the expected value. The properties of an electrolyte are the properties of its ions. For example, the properties of an acid are due to the H positive ions furnished by its aqueous solution. Similarly, the properties of a base are due to the OH negative ion produced in the aqueous solution. Evidence in favor of Arrhenius theory. The direct evidence of Arrhenius theory came from X-ray studies which show that solid substances which behave as strong electrodes exist in the ionic Roman node in the molecular form. NaCl is found to exist as Na positive, Cl negative. Further, Arrhenius theory is able to explain a number of facts and phenomena related to the electrolyte which lead support to this theory. A few of these phenomena are verified explained below. Electrolyte conductance. It has been explained in postulate 6 of Arrhenius theory that the conductance of solutions of electrolyte is due to presence of ion produced by the electrolyte on dissociation. Strong electrolyte possess high degree of dissociation and hence show greater conductance, where weak electrolytes dissociate to a small extent and hence show low conductance. Ostwald dilution law. According to Arrhenius theory of ionization, when a electrolyte is dissolved in water, there is an equilibrium between the ions and the undissociated molecule. For example, for a binary electrolyte AB, we have AB at equilibrium A++ B negative. Ostwald in 1818 point out that the law of a chemical equilibrium can be applied to ionic equilibrium. As a result, he obtained an important relationship known as Ostwald dilution law. Suppose the initial concentration of a binary electrolyte AB in the solution is C moles per liter and alpha is the degree of dissociation, then we will have AB at equilibrium A plus B negative. Initial concentration AB have C moles per liter, A positive have 0 plus B have 0. Concentration at equilibrium AB have C minus C alpha, A positive have C alpha, B negative have C alpha moles per liter. Applying the law of a chemical equilibrium, we get K is equal to A concentration of A plus concentration B plus upon my concentration AB. K is equal to C alpha into C alpha upon C into 1 minus alpha. Exact formula is K is equal to C alpha square upon 1 minus alpha. The equilibrium constant K for the equilibrium AB at equilibrium A plus B negative is called the dissociation constant or ionization constant of electrolyte AB and may be represented by Kd or Ki. Like any other equilibrium constant, Kd is constant only constant temperature. The unit of Kd will be same as those of a concentration C. If the degree of dissociation is very small, as is usually the case of weak electrolyte at ordinary concentration, if alpha can be neglected in comparison to 1 in the denominator of expression first. Then the approximate formula becomes Kd is equal to C alpha square or alpha square is equal to Kd upon C. Approximate formula is alpha is equal to root Kd upon C. Equation first and second to be expression of a Ostwald dilution law. Expression second can be expressed in word of following. For a weak binary electrolyte with a small degree of a dissociation, the degree of dissociation is inversely proportional to the square root of initial molar concentration. Further, see the concentration in moles per liter. Therefore, the value V of solution contain 1 mole of electrolyte will be 1 upon C liter. Putting 1 upon C is equal to V, the expression first and second can be written as Kd is equal to alpha square upon 1 minus alpha into V, or alpha is equal to root Kdv. We have reached the volume of solution in liter containing 1 mole of solute. Thus, Ostwald dilution law may also be defined as follows. For a weak binary electrolyte with a small degree of dissociation, the degree of dissociation is directly proportional to the square root of volume in liter containing 1 mole of electrolyte. Validity of Ostwald dilution law. To test the validity of a Ostwald dilution law, verify the law experimentally. The degree of dissociation alpha was determined from conductance measurement at different concentration for a number of electrolytes. For each electrolyte, the data vary. Filter in equation first. To see whether the value of Kd come out to be constant or not, it was observed that first the value of a Kd come out to be constant only for weak electrolyte, and that to when the concentration of the solution is not too high for dilute solution only. Thus, it may be concluded that Ostwald dilution law is valid only for weak electrolyte in dilute solution. Thus, it is called dilution law. And it does not hold good for strong electrolyte. An example, the result of a weak electrolyte, namely CH3COH, CWH, and those strong electrolytes, namely KCl. Dissociation constant of a CH3CWH and KCl at different concentration using Ostwald dilution law. CH3CWH concentrations have 1.011 into 10 to the power minus 3. Alpha have 0.00372. Kd have 1.405. And strong electrolyte KCl have concentration moles per liter is 1.0 into 10 to the power minus 3, alpha have 0.7565 and Kd have 2.354. Importance of a Ostwald dilution law. Ostwald dilution law is applicable to weak electrolytes only. As such, it is very useful in the calculation of a dissociation constant of weak acid and weak base. By determining the degree of dissociation for conductance measurement delta C upon delta naught at any concentration C. Having determined the value of Kd with constant for a particular weak acid and weak base at a particular temperature, the degree of dissociation alpha of the weak acid and weak base can be calculated at any concentration C. Limitation of a Arrhenius theory. No doubt, Arrhenius theory was able to explain a number of facts and phenomena, but soon a number of objectives were raised against the theory, exceptly when applied to a strong electrolyte. A few of these objectives are as follows. Arrhenius suggests that ionization of electrolyte takes place when dissolved in water. However, X-ray studies have shown that many such electrolytes are already in the ionized state, Na plus Cl negative. Hence, the word ionization has been replaced by the word dissociation, as an electrolyte can conduct electricity even in the molten state. It shows that the dissociation of the electrolyte takes place even in the molten state. As such, the function of water could not be explained by Arrhenius theory. In other words, it could not explain why the dissociation takes place at all. The most serious objections against the Arrhenius theory was its utter failure when applied to strong electrolytes. Oswald dilution law, which is derived on the basis of Arrhenius theory using the concept of ionic equilibrium, failed for strong electrolytes. A constant value of dissociation constant K is not obtained. The degree of dissociation of a strong electrolyte calculated from conductance measurement was found to be different from the calculated from colligative property. The values were found to be nearly same only for univalent electrolytes. Strong electrolytes are almost completely dissociate even the moderate concentration alpha is equal to 1 or 100% at all concentration. Hence, Arrhenius view that the conductance increase with dilution because the dissociation increase does not make any sense in case of strong electrolytes. The increase in conductance with dilution must be, therefore, due to some other factors. The ratio lambda C upon lambda naught is therefore better called apparent degree of dissociation or conductance ratio only. The failures of Oswald dilution law of strong electrolyte is evidently because two reasons. Firstly, strong electrolytes are almost completely dissociated in solution, therefore the question of equilibrium does not arise. Secondly, the calculation of alpha from lambda C upon lambda naught is factually and mentioned above.